Hi friends, are you ready for a new story? This story will help you learn English, but it will also touch your heart. It's called The Last Wish. Stay with me because this story has a secret surprise in the middle that you will love. And trust me, you will not want to miss the ending. It's something you'll think about for days. Let's begin. One day, a boy named Arjun sat under a big, old tree. Arjun was 12 years old. His clothes were torn, and his face looked sad. He worked every day to help his mother, who was sick, and his little sister, who was hungry. Life was hard for Arjun, but he never stopped dreaming. "I wish I could help my family," Arjun said softly. "I wish I could make their life better." A man nearby heard him. The man had white hair and kind eyes. He walked slowly toward Arjun. "Why are you so sad, child?" the man asked. Arjun looked up. "I want to make my mother smile again. But I don't know how," he said, tears rolling down his cheeks. The man smiled kindly. "What if I told you that you can make one wish? But you must think carefully. This wish will come true, but only once. What will you wish for?" Arjun's eyes grew wide. "One wish." "Really?" "Yes," the man said. "But remember, wishes are powerful. They can change lives, not only yours, but others too. Choose wisely." Arjun thought for a long time. His heart raced. Should he wish for food for his family? Money? A house? Each idea seemed so big, yet none felt right. Finally, he spoke. "I wish to learn something special, something that will help me make my family happy every day." The man's eyes sparkled. "A thoughtful wish. Very well." He handed Arjun a small, shining book. "This book will teach you one new thing every day. Use it wisely." The next morning, Arjun opened the book. On the first page it said, "Kindness is the most powerful gift." Arjun was confused. How could kindness help him? But he decided to try. The man with white hair handed Arjun a small, shining bell. "This bell will ring whenever someone's heart is touched by your kindness. Keep it with you, and it will remind you of the good you bring to the world." Arjun took the bell and thanked the man. He carried it everywhere, and each time he did something kind, the bell gave a soft, sweet ring. One day, as Arjun walked through the village, he saw a large group of people gathered near the river. They were all shouting and pointing at a dog stuck in the middle of the rushing water. The dog barked, frightened and unable to move. Without thinking, Arjun ran to help. He found a long stick and waded into the cold water, inching closer to the dog. The villagers gasped, warning him to be careful. "You can do it, Arjun," someone shouted. Arjun's heart pounded as the water pushed against him, but he didn't give up. Finally, he reached the dog, grabbed its collar, and pulled it to safety. The dog licked his face, and the crowd cheered. The bell in his pocket rang softly, and Arjun smiled. That evening, as he sat by his mother's side, he told her about the dog. She held his hand and said, "My son, you are brave. You may not have gold or jewels, but your heart is richer than any treasure." The next morning, the book gave him a new lesson. Forgiveness is the greatest strength. Arjun didn't understand at first. Why would he need to forgive anyone? But later that day, he saw something surprising. His neighbor, Ravi, who often teased and mocked him, had fallen while carrying a heavy sack of grain. Ravi's ankle was swollen, and he couldn't stand. For a moment, Arjun hesitated. He remembered all the mean things Ravi had said to him. Then he thought about the lesson in the book. He ran to Ravi and helped him up. "Come, I'll take you home," Arjun said. Ravi looked shocked. "Why are you helping me? I've always been unkind to you." Arjun smiled. "Sometimes we all need a little kindness, Ravi." From that day, Ravi changed. He became Arjun's friend and even helped him with his daily chores. The bell rang again, and Arjun felt the warmth of forgiveness in his heart. Weeks passed, and Arjun became known as the boy with the golden heart. Wherever he went, people smiled, and the bell in his pocket often rang. The man with white hair appeared again, this time looking very pleased. "You have used your wish well, Arjun," he said, "but I have one last test for you." "What is it?" Arjun asked eagerly. The man pointed to a small boy sitting under a tree. "That boy is in great need, but he does not know how to ask for help. Can you figure out what he needs and help him?" Arjun approached the boy and sat down. "Hello," he said gently. "What's your name?" "Vikram," the boy whispered. "Are you hungry, Vikram?" Arjun asked. The boy nodded, but didn't say more. Arjun gave him the bread he had saved for himself and said, "Here, eat this." As Vikram ate, Arjun noticed tears in his eyes. "Why are you crying?" Arjun asked. "I miss my parents," Vikram said softly. "I don't know where they are." Arjun's heart ached. "Don't worry," he said. "I will help you find them." Arjun held Vikram's hand and said, "Let's go, Vikram. We'll ask everyone in the village about your parents. Someone must know where they are." They walked through the village together. Arjun stopped at every shop, every house, and asked, "Have you seen this boy's parents?" Many people shook their heads. "No, we haven't seen them." Vikram's eyes filled with tears again. What if they're gone forever? Arjun knelt down and looked into Vikram's eyes. "Don't lose hope. We'll keep trying. Sometimes the answers we seek come when we don't give up." The bell in Arjun's pocket rang softly, reminding him that kindness always brings light to dark moments. That evening, as they walked past the village temple, an old priest called out to them. "Wait, boy," the priest said. Arjun and Vikram stopped. The priest looked closely at Vikram and said, "This boy looks familiar. I remember a couple coming here days ago, looking for their lost son." Vikram's face lit up. "Really? Where did they go?" The priest pointed to the edge of the village. "They said they would stay near the big banyan tree until they found their child." Arjun and Vikram ran as fast as they could to the banyan tree. As they approached, they saw a man and a woman sitting under the tree, looking worried. "Amma, Appa," Vikram shouted, tears streaming down his face. The couple looked up, their eyes wide with disbelief. "Vikram," they cried, running to him. They hugged him tightly, and all three of them cried with joy. Arjun stood quietly, watching the happy reunion. The bell in his pocket rang louder than ever before. The man and woman turned to Arjun. "Thank you, young boy," the father said. "We thought we had lost him forever. How can we repay you?" Arjun smiled. "You don't need to repay me. Seeing Vikram happy is enough." The mother placed her hand on Arjun's head. "You have a heart full of gold, my son. May you always be blessed." As Arjun walked home that night, the man with white hair appeared again. "You have passed the final test, Arjun," he said. Arjun looked at him with surprise. "What test?" "The test of selflessness," the man replied. "Your wish was not for riches or comfort, but to bring happiness to others. You have learned that true wealth is in the love and joy you spread." Arjun thought for a moment. "But I didn't do it for a reward. I just wanted to help." "And that," the man said with a smile, "is what makes you truly special." The man with white hair gave Arjun a small, glowing key. "This key unlocks something very special," he said. "It will reveal its purpose when the time is right. Keep it safe." Arjun held the key tightly, feeling its warmth. He wanted to ask more questions, but when he looked up, the man was gone. Days turned into weeks, and Arjun continued to spread kindness wherever he went. He helped farmers carry their crops, taught young children to read, and even mended broken toys for the village kids. His simple acts of kindness became stories that people in the village told one another. One day, a wealthy merchant arrived in the village. He was looking for someone honest and hardworking to help him manage his business. Hearing about Arjun, the merchant visited his small hut. "Are you the boy everyone speaks of?" the merchant asked. Arjun nodded humbly. "I am Arjun, sir." The merchant smiled. "I have heard about your kindness and honesty. I want to offer you a job in the city. You will earn enough to take care of your family." Arjun's eyes widened. "Really? But I've never been to the city. I don't know how to manage a business." "You will learn," the merchant said. "What matters most is your heart, and you have the right one." Arjun spoke to his mother that evening. "Amma, should I go? I want to take care of you and Didi." His mother smiled through her tears. "Go, my son. This is a chance for you to grow. We will pray for you every day." The next morning, Arjun packed his few belongings, including the glowing key and the magic book. As he waved goodbye to his family, his sister ran after him and gave him a small flower. "For luck," she said. The city was big and noisy, unlike the quiet village Arjun had always known. The merchant's house was grand, with tall walls and golden gates. "You will start tomorrow," the merchant said. "For now, rest. And remember, always trust your heart." That night, as Arjun sat by the window, he opened the magic book again. The new lesson said, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but the power to act in spite of it." The next day, Arjun began working in the merchant shop. He cleaned, arranged items, and greeted customers with a smile. Slowly, the merchant taught him about trade, how to weigh goods, count money, and bargain wisely. One afternoon, a poor farmer entered the shop. He looked worried and held a small bag of coins. "I need seeds," he said, but I don't have enough money." The merchant was about to refuse, but Arjun stopped him. "Sir, let's help him. He can pay us back after the harvest." The merchant hesitated. "If he doesn't repay, we will lose money." Arjun looked at the farmer. "I trust him," he said. The farmer's eyes filled with gratitude. "I promise to return every coin." Months passed, and Arjun worked harder than ever. The shop prospered, and the farmer returned with double the money he had borrowed. "This is because of your faith in me," the farmer said to Arjun. The merchant was amazed. "You have a gift, Arjun. Your kindness brings blessings." One day, as Arjun was cleaning the storeroom, he found a small, locked chest covered in dust. The glowing key in his pocket began to shine brightly. Could this be the lock the key opens? Arjun wondered. With trembling hands, he inserted the key into the chest. It clicked open, revealing a small golden scroll. On it were written words that glowed like fire. "The greatest treasure is the love you give and the lives you touch."